Hey, Coach. I guess just to start, can you just kind of reflect on your season up to this point, given that you guys are, a pretty young team and the season didn't start until so late, and there was the mask mandate, but you guys made it through to where you are now.
Yeah, for sure. It's been, I'll say, an interesting year. Lots of changes and stops and starts and unknowns. So I'm really just proud of this team and, what they've accomplished just with so many different changes and things along the way. Distractions, setbacks, whatever it may be. And especially for a young team, like you said, really proud of them and the way that they have been resilient and competed and worked really hard this year to get to where we are right now.
And obviously, the tournament is sort of a bubble situation, as others have been, all in Omaha, and obviously the schedule is shortened and the field is smaller. How is that going to affect your preparation and how you guys operate over there?
Yeah, it's definitely different this year. Probably a little bit disappointing, I think. Just that like you said, the field is only 48 teams this year. I think for a lot of teams, they're just missing out on such a great opportunity. But understandable that we are doing it all in Omaha this year. Preparation for sure is a little bit different. It is a condensed schedule, and we are, I guess for us specifically as a team, coming off some COVID protocol and people being out. So there's right now a real mix on our team of, some people that need a little rest before we head that direction, and some people that need to get kind of back in game rhythm. So that creates a challenge a little bit for us to get everybody kind of on the same page and going. And we had a couple starters out late in the season that just don't get that, I guess, that match preparation going into the tournament, which is a little bit tough. But it is nice this year that we have a little extra time from the selection show until we leave, about a week that we can really get good practices in and try and kind of iron all those things out from, our stops and starts throughout the season, especially late in the year. So, and like you mentioned, a little bit of bubble, that we're all in Omaha, we will be tested. We aren't probably in as strict as a bubble as men's and women's basketball. I think they've maybe learned a little bit from that. We'll be able to, get outside food to come in. We can go outside and go on a walk and things like that. But Omaha is a great city, very volleyball friendly, and they also host, championships as far as, baseball coming there every single year. So Omaha as a city is really used to, hosting great NCAA events. So we're excited to be there.
Yeah, and you guys kind of have an interesting draw. Obviously, great getting that first round bye, but you're not going to know who you play until the day before your match, I believe. And either way, you're playing a team that's undefeated. Any thoughts just on your your first round matchup and kind of having to wait and see who you're going to play?
Yeah, that's something different as well. Typically you find out who you're playing and you have that kind of those few days to prepare. For us, we have to look at two teams going into it scouting wise, and both really good teams, like you said, have won their conferences. They're used to winning. It's been interesting this year because not a lot of non-conference was played, none by anyone in our conference, but Western Kentucky, especially, is typically a team that goes out and plays, really good ranked teams from big conferences. So that they're used to that, not this year specifically, but used to that in the past, and a really well coached team with a lot of experience. They were ranked in the top 25 pretty much all year as well. So, yeah, exactly right. We do get that first round bye, but I think both those teams are really tough, and it'll be a fight to get to the next round.
Are players going to have to wear masks like they did in the Pac-12, or what are the rules around that?
As of right now, they will not have to wear a mask when they're on the court competing, because we are testing every day before we play, and so they won't have to wear the mask, which will, I think, be good for our players. I think they're excited about that. Personnel on the bench will still have to be wearing masks, and masks and distancing, when we're off the court, in the hotels around town, things like that. So, but I think for them, it might be a little breath of fresh air, literally, to not have to wear the mask, during the match.
What has stood out about your team this year? Being mostly sophomores, kind of in your rotation.
Yeah, it's great. I think we're really young, but also at the same time a little bit experienced, as far as a lot of them played last year as freshmen. That was supposed to be our rebuild year. And it was, to an extent. We still made it back to the NCAA tournament, and I think surprised a lot of people with just how many freshmen played. But with that experience from last year, I think even though we are so young, there's some good experience on this team, and they've done a really nice job of continuing to get better every single day. And we also have 6 freshmen, so really teach them and bring them along as far as our culture and work ethic goes.
That's all I got for you, Coach. I appreciate your time, and best of luck in Omaha.
Great, thank you.